Well, King Charles has sensationally evicted Harry and Meghan from Frogmore Cottage in Windsor and reportedly offered it now to Prince Andrew, who has to vacate his own larger home. Well, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were given the cottage as a wedding gift by the Queen in 2018 and will now be left without a home in the UK after Buckingham Palace served eviction papers. Tonight, a spokesman for the couple confirmed the Sun's bombshell scoop by saying they have been requested to vacate the property. Well, Kevin Maguire's still with me. I've been joined now by TalkTV contributor Esther Krakue and historian and author Tessa Dunlop. Well, so, Kevin, this is one of those scoops, great scoop by the Sun this morning. And completely true, it turned out. They have indeed been kicked out. They've been evicted.
Yeah, there's a new sheriff in town, and he's going to be the Iron King. Because you
Is this the act of a king, not a father? In other words, has he basically put his new status as the monarch and the interests of the monarchy and his role as king above actually what maybe his instinct is as a dad?
Well, it could be as a dad. He believes in tough love. He's also said to be very emotionally cold and probably not best suited to try and bringing them back in a warm way. But it is pretty sensational, as you say, because I thought he would try and find common ground, try and build bridges, get some peace. But this is, right, if you're going to go to war with me, I'm going to fight back.
Right, and it does beg the question, Esther. Coronation coming up in early May, only a few weeks away now. Invitations apparently going out next week, 2,000 of them. I mean, I would put good money now that there'll be no invitation heading its way to Montecito in California.
I think so too. Look, I was very sceptical when I saw this because I thought the palace just asked them to take the rest of their belongings and strip it back to Montecito. But the fact that they've actually been given a formal eviction notice is very clear. You're not coming back. There are no warm sort of olive branches being extended to you, if that's a thing. And it's really quite scathing, actually. Can you imagine just being evicted by your own father?
It is, but I've just written a column for The Sun about this. And, you and I, Tessa, we've argued about this. But putting aside our different opinions about them as people, there does come a tipping point in any feud of this nature where if one side just continues to publicly attack the other on the global stage that Meghan and Harry have, not just with Oprah Winfrey, but then a 6-part Netflix documentary series, then a 400-page book trashing everyone, including Kate and Camilla and so on. There is a tipping point for anybody. However much Charles may want to be a good dad, William, I'm told, was utterly incandescent after that book. And I think this is the logical... Apparently, this decision was taken the next day after the book came out. Is anyone surprised, really?
I never think it's a good idea to make a decision like that in haste. You then repent at leisure. I think, given the coronation is, as you've mentioned, but weeks away, and that we want our monarchy to look broad-shouldered, to look global, to look like it's an institution that understands what redemption means, I think the timing's unfortunate. I think the optics around asking Uncle Andrew, the disgraced Duke, to move in also is deeply unfortunate.
Although,
and I would question that whether this is, on numerous levels, the right decision at the right time.
I certainly think, Kevin, the Andrew bit to me was ill thought through because that gives all the people who support Meghan and Harry and don't want to believe a bad word about them. They say, well, really? You're going to put the guy that paid this woman who says he never met millions of dollars to avoid having his day in court? You're going to give him their cottage because somehow he's better? All I would say to counter that, I was in America last week and a new poll came out while I was there saying that they are now less popular in America than Andrew. I mean, that is how far their standing has fallen.
It could be because in America they've forgotten to some extent Andrew, although he is the real scandal in the royal family. I think Harry and Meghan haven't behaved well. Others, I don't think, have behaved well on the other side. But to give him that 5-bedroom house is adding insult to injury for them. I do think it's a bad move. I mean, if he needs a house, let him get on a council waiting list like everybody else. Why should he be gifted a multi-million-pound
with 2
privilege?
orangeries and Meghan Markle's yoga room? I mean, how is this happy?
Well, no, but the thing is, this old man doesn't need a 5-bedroom house. I think he needs a 1-bedroom flat in Stevenage.
Well, apparently Andrew doesn't even want Frogmore Cottage. He wants to stay where he is, which is a much larger property.
Yeah,
he would be seeing it as a demotion because Andrew is pretty deluded about most things. Let me ask you, on the coronation specifically, it is coming up. I mean, should he be invited? Never mind will he. Should Harry and Meghan actually get an invitation?
Absolutely not.
That's what I think.
They shouldn't get an invitation. Why do they...
All right, go to the father bit. Look, families fall out
all
the time.
Let me go to the father bit for you, because I put this in my column. If one of my 3 sons, all in their 20s now, and I have a great relationship with all of them, if one of my 3 sons spent years publicly trashing our family, all the members in it, right, and the very institution of our family, they would not get, as I put in my column, the remaining ash from my Christmas Day cigar, let alone a grace and favour home.
Who are you talking to in your column? You're talking to a little bit, dare I say it, of Middle England. We want our monarchy to be bigger and better than that, Piers.
Who's we?
We, Great Britain.
No, we want renegade, wants our royal cake and eats it, royals who've been treacherous to stay in California and actually sink or swim by being Meghan and Harry, not the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
But it looks like you're getting what you want, because actually this wasn't, as somebody said this morning, Frogmore Cottage, just a place where they lay their heads. It actually came with the umbrella of security that you get as being part and parcel of
please.
Great
All right, let me ask you about that.
And they're obsessed with that, and they've had their police protection rescinded elsewhere
They're so
in
obsessed
Britain.
about privacy and security.
So they won't come now anymore.
Hang on.
You've got what you want.
Let me respond to you. These two apparently are, by your yardstick, obsessed with privacy and security. Right. They've just done a 6-part Netflix documentary into their private lives at home. One, they don't care about privacy, they want to sell it. Secondly, on security, Harry was unbelievably reckless in the book to boast about his Taliban kill numbers and to describe the Taliban victims that he killed as chess pieces. He, by doing that, immeasurably worsened the security for his family. Immeasurably, as any military expert will tell you. So don't let me hear them talk any more about privacy and safety when he has so deliberately invaded his own privacy and worsened their safety.
I'm merely pointing out that whether he's exacerbated his own situation or not, they are always very concerned. We saw them last summer. They hardly left Frogmore Cottage except to go.
Nor was there any security incident around them. And they have highly paid bodyguards.
But do you know what, Piers? You've got what you want, and in the end, it's a nail in your own.
It's not what I want.
Yes,
no, it's not.
Yes,
No.
you've been shouting them down.
Sorry,
since
no.
Netflix
Let's
came
be
out.
quite
Get
clear.
them away from our royal family.
Let's be quite clear. I think they are a malevolent duo intent on fleecing their royal titles for hundreds of millions of dollars and causing untold damage to their family and the institution in the process. I do believe that. But I haven't evicted them from this home. Harry's father has evicted them from the home. Harry's brother wanted them evicted from this home. I'm damn sure of it, because they are sick and tired of not just them being trashed, but their wives being trashed by these two.
I wonder what Kevin makes of this, as you've got your finger on the tabloid pulse. This, if they don't come to the coronation, in terms of attraction, in terms of attention, this is a depletion. I'm sorry.
Oh, rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Nobody cares.
Look, there's grotesque inequality out here and unfairness when these houses are standing empty in a country with a homelessness crisis. But if they're not there at the coronation, they won't be missed.
No.
In truth, the event will just...
It's the other way round. If they are there, they become a massive distraction. And by the way, if I were William and Charles and Kate and Camilla, I wouldn't trust the pair of them as far as I could throw them. You've got to remember, Harry went to Prince Philip's funeral, and he then went and had a private conversation with Charles and William immediately afterwards at the scene of the funeral. And then he put all of that in his book. This is a guy who has ranted about the media, about tabloid editors like me, for invading his family's privacy and all this kind of garbage. And yet there he is, invading his family's privacy at the most excruciatingly private time, revealing private conversations.
Uncle Andrew in a front row at the coronation.
I don't think he should be there either. Hold on.
And you're not going to have...
Well, hang on. You're presuming we want that as well. We don't.
Exactly. And can I ask you, why would you even want them there?
Exactly.
Why would you want to see a pair that have trashed their family for years?
And the monarchy. Why do you want monarchy bashers there?
Because actually...
Let's cancel the whole event. That's an easy way out. Let's scrap it, save the money.
Lenses on this, and I know it's hard, you know, the pain of
Tessa,
privilege.
you know what?
I think Harry is something of a victim.
Do you know when
he's angry and in pain.
Do you know what?
And yes, he's made mistakes.
I think they've slightly lost you.
Yeah.
Who've lost?
You've lost your venom about this. You've lost your spark. You've lost the ability to rise up and defend them, because in your heart, you know, Tessa Dunlop, I've been right about them the whole time.
Do you know what?
You do.
I'm fatigued by you.
I've just seen it's like watching a helium balloon when it sucks out, you know? It's like there's a slow, like... But actually, you've lost that thing, that crackle.
Yeah.
No,
where you genuinely felt they were right.
No,
now you think, you know what? They've lost me.
No, what saddens me, Piers, is that... And I write
how
it's
awful
ironic.
they
No, is that there you are,
saddens me.
smacking your lips, thinking that you've won something, but the bigger picture is our monarchy, by all of this, has been depleted. And actually, as a monarchist light, I'm saddened.
No, actually, what Charles has done, in my view, very smartly, he's now moving to save the monarchy and its reputation from these two flamethrowers. From these two flamethrowers who keep wanting to trash it and burn it to the ground. Lovely to see you, Tessa. Lovely to see you, Esther and Kevin.